Welcome to today's CELUM online session, Supercharge Your Content Production by Integrating Stock Media Databases. My name is Isabel and I will be your webinar host today. We will explore how you can optimize your content supply chain and improve your workflows through the seamless integrations of Adobe Stock, Shutterstock, and Unsplash into your CELUM platform. But before we start, let me just inform you that today's session will be recorded and that we will send you the recording in the upcoming days. If you have any questions for our experts, please do not hesitate to write them down in the GoToWebinar question box. You can find it on the right-hand side of your screen. We will answer as many questions as possible at the end of the demo. So now let me introduce you to today's speakers. There's Nina Danninger. She is product manager at CELUM, and our expert today is Damir Jakupovic. He is software engineer at our partner Netcare Business Solutions. Hello Nina, hello Damir. Thanks for being with us today. So what can we look forward to now?
Yeah, hello. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining our webinar. We are very happy to have you here, and we want to learn and show you how to optimize your content supply chain and improve your workflow through the new seamless integration of Adobe Stock, Shutterstock, and Unsplash. As already said by Isabel, my name is Nina Danninger. I'm product manager at CELUM, and I'm responsible for the marketplace and all the integration to any third-party systems we have. Together with Damir, we will demonstrate you how you can now save a lot of time and resources by importing all the assets which have been licensed in any Shutterstock, Adobe Stock or Unsplash provider into your CELUM platform easily and of course without any manually effort. Yeah, handing over to Damir.
Thank you, Nina. Yeah, hello and thank you all for coming today. My name is Damir Jakupovic and I'm a software engineer in Netcare company. I have been part of CELUM stock footage connectors development process, and as stock footage connectors are integral part of CELUM stock media database integrations, I'm here together with my colleague Nina Danninger, and we are to guide you through today's CELUM webinar.
Yes, so let's jump right into it and show how easily we can save a lot of time and resources, as already said, by automatically import all the assets we've previously licensed within any Shutterstock, with any stock footage provider, without any manually effort. So before we had that seamless integration, we always, or our colleagues always had to manually download the assets which have been, for example, licensed within Shutterstock. So after licensing, you had to download the file manually, then go to CELUM, upload it there, and it was a lot of manually work. And now with that amazing new integration, all that work has been gone and everything will happen now in the background. So yeah, Damir, please show us how it works.
Sure, Nina. So you can observe on my screen that I'm logged into CELUM, and I'm logged as an editor user. So let me give you a quick introduction to the environment. So what you can see after successful login is your central repository, and this represents a central repository for all your company assets. And no matter how many divisions or departments you have, all your assets can be stored here. So on the left side, when you open folder and then go to inbox, you can see here the 3 subfolders, and they're named Adobe Stock, Shutterstock, and Unsplash. So each of these folders are synced with real user accounts and contain assets according to user preferences of each single account. Assets you can find in all 4 folders are there thanks to stock footage integration connectors, And no matter if you have only pictures from Unsplash or audio, video, and picture materials in Adobe Stock and Shutterstock, all the following materials are at your disposal in CELUM together and ready to be used.
Okay, amazing. So yeah, please show us how we now can use an asset. And of course, is also the metadata being transferred? And is it possible to find those assets now with the transferred metadata? For example, the keywords.
Yes, Tina. So if you want to see the assets, with a simple click, you open the data view on the right side bar. But also alternatively, if you double click on the asset itself, it will open to you some basic information in general information section. So here you can basically see some stuff like file size, file name. You can see the stock footage provider. You can share these assets. You can download them for later. So here you can also see the metadata, and these metadata are here, for example, like keywords. And these keywords can be very, very useful if you want to, let's say, group some assets or while searching for the right asset. So it's important to say that these keywords are important via stock footage connectors from the stock footage provider directly and stored into CELUM. So all the metadata which is available with certain stock footage provider can be there and displayed by your company's preference. And those can be different stuff, of course, depending on the stock footage provider, such as license type or date, stock provider origin, etc.
Okay, amazing. So I guess it's also possible to search for example, for a keyword which has been transferred within CELUM.
Yeah,
Could you please show us how that works?
Yeah, we can do this easily. So we can go to the search section, and so let's assume you want to find some animal images for your project or presentation, using some imported keywords that we just saw. And when this searching is involved and you want to filter your assets, you can go to manage widgets, and you can look for keywords widgets, which is quite simple, as you can see. So enable it, go back, and there it is in your search section. So of course, when you open it, it's by default, it's empty. So you have to, let's say, write down the keyword which you want to use, and you will get also other keywords which are related to this word that you entered here. And when you actually check one of the keywords that are at your disposal here, you actually get another set, and this set is corresponding to what you actually requested here. So it's there for you in just moments time.
Okay, amazing. So I guess it sometimes will be necessary to save such a search. Could you please show us how it works? Because I guess it is.
It is quite easy. So you can save the filter if you find it useful, and it can be done if you click on the left bottom icon, which is save. Then you save as. Of course, you choose the filter name. Let's just choose a simple one. So click save, and this way you can reuse this filter again. So let me see how it works. Let me tell you. And so if you clear this filter, you get a original data set. Then you go to the next icon on the bottom left, which is load. You can see here the filter that you have just now saved, load it, and without any additional effort, by doing it manually, you can see that you have the same data set as before.
Okay, amazing. So thanks for showing. So now we have seen how we can manage those assets and organize them within our CELUM content tab. In addition to that, we have seen how automatically all the metadata will be transferred to our CELUM. And of course, we also saw how we now can search for any imported metadata, and in this case, for example, the keywords. But of course, we don't just want to store our assets within the CELUM. Of course, we also want to use the assets within any third-party systems, like, for example, PowerPoint. But first of all, Damir, could you please jump over to Unsplash so we can search for some assets we could use?
Yeah, sure. So what we have here is Unsplash account that we have prepared. The Unsplash is a stock footage provider which has only pictures. It is a free account completely for each user, but also from this spring, I think, has Unsplash Plus, which is for commercial users, €4 per month. But you don't have to have it. For our purposes, we are using a completely free account. And the goal is to have assets integrated to PowerPoint presentation, as Nina mentioned. And we want first show you how to license a new asset from Unsplash to CELUM. So,
Perfect. So I will just type in any word. So as we already are on the topic animals, let's search, for example, for a cute cat. So we see there are a lot of pictures coming up. We can scroll down, have a look at all the assets which are now free available. Scroll down for anything we already want to license. I'll not take the first one because that's already in our DAM system, but let's just, for example, look at this one. By scrolling down, we see that there is a lot of keywords, a lot of metadata that's already been stored within Unsplash. And of course, we also want to transfer those keywords to our CELUM. So by just clicking the plus button, adding it to our, for example, first collection, it will now automatically be transferred to our CELUM DAM system. Of course, that takes a while, but it's not taking that long. Of course, depending on how often you are licensing assets and how often you want to synchronize your Unsplash account, for example, or any stock footage provider account to your CELUM DAM system, it can take up to 1 minute, 1 hour, or longer. But of course, that's fully configurable. So after you buy the integration, you then can configure it if you want to synchronize it, like 1 minute, 1 hour, or once a day. Totally up to you, and depending on your special needs. But I guess we've, of course, now turned it down to 1 minute so we can show it in live action. I guess it now already should be transferred. So Damir, could you please jump over to our PowerPoint presentation to show how we now can place this asset? Perfect, thanks. So as you can see here, we've created just a simple basic PowerPoint presentation. We have here now 2 boxes where we can insert any assets or anything else. And throughout the CI Hub panel, which is already now pre-installed in our PowerPoint, we can directly jump into our CELUM DAM system. So by clicking into, like, for example, the folder, and then into the inbox, because that's the predefined folder we've chosen by installing the asset, the integration. Then we now see here the Unsplash folder, and after quick load, we now see all the assets that we have also stored in our CELUM. So, and as you can see here, perfect, we now have our asset. So by double-clicking it and transferring it to our presentation, we see that after 1 minute, we've licensed the asset in Unsplash, and 1 minute later, we already are, it's ready to use in our PowerPoint presentation. And of course, by scrolling down in the CI Hub panel, we see all the metadata. that has been transferred. Oh, sorry. Perfect. And of course, we also could use any asset that we have seen previously in our CELUM DAM, but yeah, that's just for demonstration purposes. Okay, perfect. But of course, we don't only want to place our assets within, for example, a PowerPoint presentation. I would also suggest that we create an Instagram or social media post, or also Twitter post, doesn't matter. So Damian, let's jump over to CELUM back again to show our guests how we now make this asset available within our MS Dynamics in order to plan a Twitter post, for example.
Yeah, sure, Nina. Yeah, I can show you quite easily how we can add a new asset, let's say, from Unsplash to MS Dynamics, so it can be used for some social media. So basically, we go to the same place that we were before and choose the Unsplash directory. So you can see here, let's try with a new kitten that we just added, and we click the right click on the asset itself, go with the link to, go to the outbox. We choose the Dynamics 365 marketing box, and then go with link to, and it is now syncing in the background. But then we can switch to the MS Dynamics, and here we are with the outbound marketing option section, and in this option section we have social post. So I will give the connection back to Nina, and she can create some social media.
Perfect. So let's just create a post for, I don't know, for Friday. So by clicking on Friday, we now can create a new asset or a new item, a new post, so to say. And after a quick load, we now see here everything that we can now enter to create a new post. So first of all, let's start with a title. So we've licensed a little cat. So let's say like cute or little cat. Then, of course, we have to decide on which channel we want to post the post in. So, of course, we can post it to Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram, but just let's take the first one. On the right side, we have to look for the connected social media account. So we choose Twitter. It's just because it's named that way. And then, of course, what's still missing is a fancy text. So, like, look at that cute cat. Or the cute little cat. And then we also add the just transferred metadata. Metadata, the just transferred asset. Just select it. And as you can see on the right side, we now have a preview of the created post. And by save or save and close, let's do save and close. We already seen that now we have planned a post for Friday. And by clicking at it again, we also can reopen it and have a look at how it's looking. Okay, yeah, perfect. And thanks for everything. We've now shown you 2 simple use cases and also how the connector works. I hope that we've now a better overview on what benefits those connectors will bring you and what lot time you can save. Yeah, thanks for watching, and we are happy to answer any questions if there are still some open topics.
Thank you, Nina. Thank you, Damia, for this really interesting presentation. I personally learned a lot, and I am already in my head planning the next social media posts for our next upcoming events. So I will save quite a lot of time by using the integrations, especially to Unsplash. Yes, we do have a couple of questions. Let me just start by reading them one by one. How do I enter licensing data in an asset? I think you showed that it's...
Yes, I'm not quite sure what exactly is meant by the question, but of course, nominally, the licensing type or licensing information is already stored within any stock footage provider. So by setting up the integration, everything should be transferred automatically. So that's one of the benefits. You don't have to enter anything manually. Just by licensing the assets, you have already transferred everything to your CELUM, stored everything there, and you of course can anything managed from there on.
Okay, and okay, yeah, perfectly answered.
If the question was if we can edit the metadata in it after licensing, of course, that's also possible. So if, for example, the asset has not all the metadata you've wanted or you wish to have there in your CELUM dam, just by, as Damir showed you, by double-clicking the asset and jumping over to the metadata tab, you can enter anything you want, adding a description if it's not to your wishes, or if you want to add anything, there's of course no problem.
Okay. How is Unsplash technically connected to the CELUM DAM in this case? Most probably in the case you showed.
It's connected via stock footage connectors that are developed, and yeah, it's giving you automatic tasks which you can control, of course, by your company's preference. Just like Nina said, there is a different set of metadata which you can work with, and there is also a different set of cron jobs which you can ask of us and CELUM to set up.
Okay, cool. And is the connection also possible with that with Adobe Stock?
Yes, of course. So as for now, we have Unsplash, Adobe Stock, and Shutterstock. But don't want to spoil anything or don't want to look into the future, but maybe something else is coming some days. So if you're interested in anything else, for example, also getting image, feel free to just contact us. Maybe we can set something up also for something else.
Perfect. Sounds very interesting. So now I'm really nosy. I have to call you afterwards. So next question. What is the main benefit of using an integration like the ones you presented?
So, I mean, there are a lot of benefits, but the most important one I would say is saving a lot of time. And also, the assets you license within any stock footage provider are kind of immediately within CELUM, or depending on what you configure, but immediately into CELUM. You don't have to download the asset within for example, Shutterstock, download the asset, then go to CELUM, upload it again. So you're saving a lot of time and resources, and also a lot of nerves, I would say, because everything is there right away. And for example, if you're like a big company and there is just one person who is responsible for licensing the assets, and the marketing department, for example, is working with it, everything is just going seamlessly, and the assets are there immediately without any manually work. So that's kind of the most important thing, I would say.
Perfect. Damir, what do you think? Why should content be uploaded to CELUM? Why not just use it locally?
Well, I wouldn't like to have like adding another 5-10 tabs, you know, to my Google Chrome. I already have so many, so I would always think about it. If there is a way to automate things, to have it as a hub, to have it in one place, save my nerves with hundreds of tabs that I already have is always better, yeah, to have it in one tab, to have it ready, to know where to look for it, and yeah, just to reuse it anytime you like.
Oh, it's great. That's not only me having a million of tabs open all the time. Yeah, so that really is a very good use case. I should kind of take myself on my nose and then do use the hub a bit more myself in my daily work. Well, as we are slowly but steadily running out of time, if you have any additional questions, please do post them now. If there aren't any more questions, I would like to thank you very much, Nina and Damir, for your time, for this interesting presentation, for the input you gave us. It was really, really informative. As I said before, I think I really picked up a lot I can use in my daily marketing work. I want to say thank you to the participants for your time and also for your interest in our session today. And I hope that we will be able to welcome you again in our sessions, which will be coming up in summer. We will, of course, inform you in our newsletter, and we will send you a personalized invitation to any upcoming online webinar. So that leaves me to say thank you and goodbye and have a lovely day.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.